What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers Without Filters podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight I'm drinking my last Tangerine Space Machine.
Oh shit. I'm Joseph, and I've got a Lansing Brewing Angry Mayor IPA.
Solid brew. I'm Gabe, and I'm drinking Oberon. Hopped on the train.
And I'm Dayton, and I'm drinking Deschutes Fresh Squeezed IPA.
Nice.
Lots of IPAs.
I mean,
You even had the audacity to say hopped on the train. And a wheat ale.
Yeah. Hey, normally I have either shit beer or an IPA. So
Oberon is surprisingly high ABV.
Yeah.
It's like
5.8, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was like 4.5.
No, it's more than you think.
And I was like, ooh, I like that.
It's enough to kind of put you over an edge. It's enough to be more than a standard beer.
Right.
But not too much that it's overwhelming. You can drink quite a bit without it.
It's right in the sweet zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have an 8%er, you gotta, sit down for a second.
I don't even know what this is.
I think that's
6.8.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
6.2.
say that's-
Well, welcome back to the podcast, guys. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at EWF Podcast for some goofy pictures. And you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud for your listening pleasure. All right, so right before this podcast started, Joseph, I saw you get a phone call from your dad, all right? I just want to know what that was about, because it sounded interesting.
It's not that interesting. It's just a classic Joe move. Mm-hmm. So he calls me and says, "You got a minute?" And of course, I usually don't, but I'm going to say yeah. It's not that pressing. I'm like, what do you... Lay it on me, Dad. What you got? And he's like, so I got this pump controller. And it keeps giving me a voltage overload. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how I could possibly help you right
Should have been like, oh yeah, let me guess, is it this serial number?
He's like, it's a VFD and I'm getting voltage overload. I'm like, okay, what else can you tell me? Because right now I no idea. He's like, I tested all because it's a 3-phase pump motor. So I tested between all the lines. And it's about 497. I'm like, okay, so it's probably a 480 volt motor. I could have used that ahead of time. And like, okay, well, if you're getting voltage overload, there's probably a fault. There's probably a short. And he goes, yeah, I guess that. I'm like, that's all I can tell you right now, Dad. I have no idea. And he's like, oh, well, you better learn because you'll probably get more of these questions from me throughout your life. And I'm like, come on, Dad.
And then he hung school up for EE stuff.
Yeah. No, I shouldn't have gone to school for something practical.
Well, I was really hoping you'd say, like, what did I pay for your school for, son? You're fucking EET and you can't help me with this pump?
I mean...
There's an alternate timeline where he goes into art history and he gets a call and he's like, so I'm looking at this painting.
Honestly, though,
I'm getting a pastel overload, alright?
What can you tell me?
Yeah, you're probably not that far off, to be honest.
He just wants to talk to his son,
I already called him today because about some other great news. I got a job offer today. So I called my parents and told them that. So
that's good.
I'm not a failure.
It only took, 2-3 weeks from graduation? Whoa!
Calls your dad. Fuck you, Dad! I'm not a loser!
Now, speaking of your dad, Joseph, you were downstate this last week. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I visited my dad this week. He's seen me a lot. I don't know what he's complaining about.
Tell me about your weekend, Joseph.
So, my sister's getting married in June, and I'm a groomsman because the groom likes me. Don't know why.
Don't you get an automatic groom slot if one of your siblings is getting married?
Not always.
I think it's just more of a respect thing.
Yeah.
It's not like you're best man or anything.
No. And two, it was one of those things, because my other two sisters have gotten married, and I was a groomsman for both of them, or for both their husbands. So I was kind of looking at him, is he gonna, am I gonna be, the one time I'm 21, am I gonna be able to actually, have some fun at this wedding, or am I just gonna be a lonely patron, And So yeah, he asked me. I was like, I was gonna ask, like, you know, I'm already 2 for 2. But anyway, so I went down to the bachelor party, and this was, I don't know, it was a fun bachelor party because I could drink. I guess I drank for the last one, but I was, what, 19 or 20?
Joseph.
Wow, you were drinking water.
Yeah. I think I had like 3 beers over the course of the day, and as soon as my dad walked in, I stopped. They were all like Coors Lights.
Yikes. Oh, so you were drinking water.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway.
Me and Dane had the same joke. I just want to point that out.
Yeah. And so this year, I was like, ooh, get to actually drink. And so I picked up the groom's brother goes to Northern. So I picked him up at Northern, and we drove down to Pentwater, Michigan. Just over by Cadillac. Mm-hmm. It's like an 8-hour drive from here.
It sounds small.
It is.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean, like the town itself, or
yeah, like the town?
Yeah, it's a very small town.
Is that where he's from, or is
is
that the party capital of Michigan?
No, dude, Pentwater's popping off.
You haven't heard of Pentwater?
I don't think we didn't go into the town at all. One of the other groomsmen's parents have a cottage right on the lake, so we were at their cottage, and my God, was this some boony shit we had to drive through. I told the guy I was with, his name's Patrick, told him, if you start hearing banjo music, let me know, because I'm turning the fuck around. I don't know if you guys
faster, man.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen Deliverance, but in it, isn't it Deliverance? I'm pretty sure it's Deliverance. A movie called Deliverance.
I can't remember.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, I know. And
I know the reference, but I don't know the movie.
Yeah,
basically, in the movie, these people are going through some backwoods, and there's some cannibals who one of them plays a banjo, and that's essentially it.
Okay.
A bunch of rednecks, cannibals, in like Alabama or some shit. And
I thought I was maybe I'm not thinking of the right one then.
Or maybe it's Without a Paddle. But either way, there's like, they're either cannibals or like rapists or something like that.
I'm pretty sure they're rapists.
Oh.
In that, like,
either way,
the banjo music meant like he was like coming for you. Or something.
Yeah, it's either way.
Banjo equals bad.
Yeah, right? You don't want to hear banjo music in the middle of the woods.
That's terrifying for more than one reason. One, just because it's a banjo.
Yeah, for that kind of music here as it is.
Yeah. Josh bought a mandolin.
Anyway, so we finally get there, and like it's dark out, and I'm tired of driving, and my brother-in-law, soon-to-be brother-in-law, looks at me and goes, "This is for you," and he hands me a Bud Light. And I'm like, I don't want a fucking Bud Light. Like, I just brought 2 growlers of KBC. Mm-hmm. He's like, no, you're not drinking this. You're shotgunning it. And I was like, well, that makes it tolerable, I guess. And so the first thing I did when I got there, barely took my backpack off, put my shit down. I shotgunned a beer, and so did the guy I drove down.
How many of them did you beat? Did they all shotgun?
No, it was just him and I.
Did you beat him at least?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, he like stopped before me, but I finished it. He had to take a break. So, but it was like finish, and then he had to go for round 2. So, yeah.
Okay.
And then
sorry. So what was the destination? Was it like a hotel or a?
It was a cottage.
Oh, cottage. Sorry, I missed that.
If you were paying attention.
I zoned out for a little Miller. I'm not gonna lie.
Family cottage, and yeah. So then we drank that night. I got them all to join the Buffalo Club, so that was a very fun time for me.
Madman.
And we played like 2 drinking games. It was fine, just kind of chill, drink night. And then the next day we played the coldest round of golf I've ever played in my life. It was about 36 degrees, and the wind was always in our face. It was so cold, I didn't want to drink beer. Like, drinking beer made me colder. Just because, like, cold beer, I don't want to drink that shit.
I have a memory of playing golf when I'm not sweating my ass off.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, it's not a sport you usually associate with being cold.
Is it Irish coffee that's got the...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you wanted.
Yeah, but I don't like coffee, so...
Oh, I don't know.
No, some people had Fireball, That would have been the drink to have.
Yeah.
The one-time Fireball would be nice.
Fuck Fireball, dude.
And then we finished that and drank for the rest of the night, and that was about it. I killed at some Stat Cup and some Flip Cup. We got the bachelor, the groom to be, to get the Stat Cup, Bitch Cup twice in a row.
Nice.
That felt really good. And then we got his brother on it the one time, too. So that was good.
What was the age range?
So
roughly.
His brother is 19. He's a freshman.
And he was drinking.
Yeah. His dad was there, and he was playing Flip Cup, and he like pounded 4 of them. And his dad's like, he's in college, I guess. He's like on the soccer team, I think.
They have a soccer team?
Yeah, it's their first year. So a lot of his friends are juniors and seniors.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just
haze
him, is what I got out of it.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, and
damn, that's interesting.
but yeah, so I think he said it was their first year.
Did you black out?
No, I didn't.
Dude,
I was
honestly,
pretty
if
smart.
I
But
did
so
that
the age
brother
range
at
was
a soccer
19,
team,
and I think my oldest brother-in-law is
Get the cool.
30. Oh shit,
I wonder what
I
it is.
mean, just a general 35 or...
5-ish, yeah.
Okay.
And then of course like the dads and like uncles of the groom.
How was your dad doing?
He was doing fine. I don't know.
Like, was he pretty drunk or is he just...
No, because he had to drive.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't drink a whole lot. And they mostly just had like Miller High Life or something, like beer. I did crack a growler of Point Trail. We shared that. It was the hit drink of the party.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're comparing it to Coors Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Bud Light or a 7% beer that tastes good.
yeah, and it was fun. I was pissed because my brothers-in-law, I don't even know where to put the S.
The laws.
They forced me pretty much to play Never Have I Ever with them.
Oh,
and let me tell you, playing Never Have I Ever with your in-laws
That are fucking your sister.
yes, is not a fun game. It is.
What'd they get you on?
They get me on?
Like, did they get like anything embarrassing on you?
Well, I mean, the first thing that they said is one of the like, because one of their friends were playing too. First one was Never Have I Ever Fucked a Grand Champ Girl, and I was like, "Fuck all you guys, all right?" And of course, the 3 in-laws are like, "Oh yeah, there's one." You know, it's like, yeah, I mean, 2 of them have kids, so it's like, okay, obviously.
Yeah.
And then there's some dumb shit, and yeah. And I don't want to get into too many details.
No,
I don't know who all is listening to this.
Did you like brag about it drunkenly and like, oh, check out our podcast?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even bring it up once. There was one opportunity I could have, but I was like, I don't want to be that guy. Yeah, I'm on a podcast.
Do the old Facebook thing. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Have you heard of my podcast?
Yeah, exactly.
You told me earlier that that's the drunkest your dad's ever seen you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was...
That's surprising. You guys went on that bar crawl in Calumet.
Yeah, but I had to drive back.
Oh, yeah.
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 We were pretty drunk though.
Yeah.
There were some peak moments.
Yeah, but I wasn't too drunk that night.
I was.
Yeah, I know you were. And so was Josh. But anyway, yeah, that was definitely the drunkest my dad's seen me.
I don't know.
So,
I'm trying to think of the
Yeah, I
drunkest
don't know. I
time
mean,
my
the-
parents have ever seen me, and I don't know. Mostly I try and keep it together, but then I just start slipping up my speech more than I normally do.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like the worst thing that I probably was doing was like having a normal conversation.
You can
with
keep
him,
it together
and then I
more than
like
you think.
stumble over my words a little
Yeah.
bit, which to be honest I do sober quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
So like,
They just think I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Right.
oh man,
Bumbling fool.
My dad's never seen me drunk, but my mom, she wanted to help me like move into my place last summer for internship. So she flew over to mid-Michigan and we moved me in and we went out to eat after. We were really hungry and we were sitting at the bar and our food was taking forever and I'd ordered an IPA and I finished it. on an empty stomach, and I got another one, and I was like, oh shit, and I'm like, Mom, I'm drunk, I'm sorry. And she was fine with it. It was funny, but I was like, I've never been drunk for my mom before. It was really weird.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't plan on getting drunk around my mom. My dad,
crazy cash.
yeah. No, my dad, he was fine with it. I mean, I assume he was fine with it. Like, it's one of those things. Like, I'm 22. I'm a senior in college. Like,
At that point, it's
what
expected.
you gonna do?
Yeah. Respect me less. I'm already at the bottom of the barrel on that one.
It's already too late, you know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of peak moments from this weekend, hey Dayton, do you want to tell the class about what happened on Saturday?
Yeah. So
hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt, but the last thing about like the weekend.
Yeah.
Instead of a guest book at their house, what they have is a white painted wall, right? And you put paint on your hand, and you put a hand print
Oh, that's like
on
your
the wall.
Snapchat,
Yeah, so you put a handprint on the wall, and then you sign it and date it. So I thought that was a really cool way to like kind of commemorate. Like you can look at all the different people that have been over. But that's I just want to get that in before we got too far from the bachelor party.
But
Now
anyway,
continue.
Dayton, break this down for me, because I stayed home most of the day. But I mean, I heard some of this, but
Yeah. So I was just gonna jump right into the.
I mean, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'll just
I think-
jump into the best part.
All right.
The meat and potatoes of it.
Yeah. So I was invited to a friend's barrel, which is just like a senior year last party, like celebrating their graduation.
There's a lot of those this time of the year.
Yeah, and it was a gay pride barrel because my friend identifies in like the LGBTQIA plus community.
What's IA?
I don't.
Wait, what
intersex and asexual, I think, is IA.
Oh, I thought that's what the plus was for.
Well, the plus is for all the rest of them.
Oh, okay. I honestly, I genuinely didn't know.
Yeah.
Don't give me that look, Joseph.
No, I was agreeing with you. Like it means all the rest of them, but do they all include the rest? Like I don't know. Like if you're adding more outside of the plus, it's like why have the plus if you're gonna list more and more.
I'm not here.
Is all I'm saying.
I'm not here to debate the term. Anyway, so I decided the best way to show, like I identify as a straight man, but I decided
white cis scum.
Whatever. I decided what better way to show my support than to wear a dress to the party.
Of course, that's what we were all thinking, Joe.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
It wasn't just any other like long, ankle length dress.
No, it was not long or ankle length.
Where did you get this?
Cece.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah,
friend of the show.
I tried on probably like 10 of Cece's dresses until I found the perfect one, and it was this nice.
Is that the word?
It was this nice black velvet dress, and it was I don't know. It was probably like mid thigh on me.
No, it was above mid thigh.
You think so?
It was barely past your underwear, dude.
I've heard from friends that there was bulges showing.
There was
okay, yeah, but that doesn't adhere to the length.
I'm just giving you a picture of how tight this dress is.
The legs weren't tight.
The bulge is only when he lifted up the dress, which he did a few times.
Oh, okay.
Did you have full range of motion?
Oh, definitely.
Now I want to preface: this is the third barrel of the day.
Yeah.
You were going to, and you're already pretty chooched, yeah, before going to
I don't know, I said
Yeah.
cooched. I meant to say chooched. This is why my parents can't tell when I'm drunk.
Yeah, so that was my third one of the day. And I decided I had to close out the night.
Of course.
Did you wear the dress to all?
No, different clothes for each one.
Okay.
You gotta explain that a little bit, because that was kind of funny.
Okay, so the first one that I went to was an Enterprise Friend, which is just like a student org that I'm a part of. And Joseph's a part of it as well. And that is an interesting group of guys.
Yeah, they are.
They were all just ripping darts in the house. They had this like shack out back where like they just had like really loud music playing and like shitty speakers. There was like clipping, like when it shouldn't have even been close to clipping.
They may or may not have set things on fire and gotten a fine from the police.
Yeah. They had the police show up like 2 or 3 times to tell them to stop burning furniture in their backyard.
We don't care about the music or underage drinking. Just quit burning shit.
So that was interesting, but we had to go over there and support them. So then Max and I went to another barrel, which is another friend of ours, and theirs was Easter/Sunday best.
Oh yeah, you guys had to dress up.
So we had to dress up in our Sunday best and go over there, and that was pretty fun. One of their housemates dressed up as a Easter bunny.
I saw the picture.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
and then Max and I came back here and headed over to the Pride party.
Yeah.
There were rainbow Jello shots there. And
just to give my point of view on this story, so I was staying home that day because I just didn't feel like going out or drinking, and I'm just laying on the couch, Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching Infinity War again.
Of
that
course.
movie, And I knew the plan for these guys.
Did you cry when Spider-Man died?
No, I've seen it too many times now where I don't cry anymore. But
spoiler alert: Spider-Man dies.
Not Spooderman.
But so I knew the plan. I knew they had 3 barrels, and I knew the gay pride one was the last. I'm just chilling, like waiting for them to come home, and they're gonna be loud. I'm just like whatever.
We weren't even that loud.
You were stomping around.
When don't I stop?
I know. But anyway, so I'm just like waiting for it. They get home, alright, so I'm gonna go change. Dane goes upstairs, put the dress on. He comes down, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, that is
rock hard.
That is just something. It's shorter than I thought it would be. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I remember you specifically saying, I don't want to ruin Cece's dress, so I make sure I lift the back up whenever I fart. And I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, Dayton, please tell me you're wearing something underneath that dress. And, and he pulls it up, and he's got the gray boxer briefs on, and there's just a nice bulge there, and I'm just like,
you didn't
wow.
wear the Christmas tree ornament?
No, because I rolled up the boxers.
Yeah.
So you could see more leg.
Well, it's something they wouldn't show outside of the dress because the dress was above my box.
That'll give me an idea how for the length of this dress.
Jesus. I've only seen the one photo, so.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself for not getting a better photo of it, but
Too bad.
It was still pretty. It was enough.
It was some big dick energy, Like I felt intimidated, a little bit turned on. I mean, it just everything.
What did Max wear? Did he wear?
Max wore a tie-dye shirt.
He wore a tie-dye sweet shirt.
Oh, that's lame.
Which that's a double bang right
that's
there.
fair.
Yeah, but it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't stop thinking about you in that fucking dress. All right, I want to tell a quick story. So, some backstory to this. I've said on the podcast right now, but you guys remember. There's this girl that works at Jimmy John's.
Oh God.
All right, who works in the drive-thru window.
Why do you have so many stories with Jimmy John's?
Because he goes there fucking every
once
other
a
day.
week, dude.
Jesus Christ. It's
I'll-
not worth the money.
I'll bring you back up to speed. Gabe.
Subway is more
It tastes like
efficient.
shit.
It is. You get to pick what you want.
Is there a drive-thru
That's your
at Subway?
No. It
Some of
takes-
them.
Not the one in Hope.
It takes 5 minutes and it's very quick.
All right, just listen. All right, there's this chick who works at Jimmy John's, and she only works weekdays. All right.
The fact that you know that.
Well, I've never seen her on the weekend, and I normally go on the weekend. But anyway, and I'm telling you, this chick is vitamin deficient or something. This chick is fucking. I've had 3 interactions with this girl. One was today, and I'm just like, I don't know what's wrong with you. The first time, all right.
Jesus.
I told you sort of.
I'm holding it.
All
I'm
right,
strapped
so-
in. I'm ready.
The first time I go through the drive-thru, I'm like, all right, just give me my classic number 8, and it should be $8, all right? And she goes, I'm like, one number 8, please. She's like, $16. I'm like, did I hear that right? Whatever, I'll just figure it out when I pull up. Because normally, Joseph, when you pull up to the window, all right, they open the door and they say, oh, hi, that'll be $16. They tell you the price and they give you your card, right? So I roll up and I open my window, and then she opens the door and just stares at me. It says nothing. Just stares at me, waiting for me to give her my card. I'm just waiting. I'm like, I want to hear this price. So we have a stare down, all right? And then she looks back at the computer and goes, $16. I'm like, oh, I only ordered 1 sandwich. It should only be 8. She's like, oh, okay. So then she fixes everything. All right, so then give her my card. She goes back, closes the window. Not even 30 seconds later, okay, she opens the window. I'm like, what? And she goes, that'll be $7.61. And I'm like, I already paid. And she goes, oh, yeah,
sorry. And I'm like, do you not remember what I look like from 30 seconds ago? Like, what the fuck? So, whatever, I get my sandwich, I'm on my way.
Hey, at least she told you the price that time and
I
then
know,
just
yeah.
open and stare at you again.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck?
How
All right.
old is this person?
She's like young, college probably.
That's
probably
even
freshman or
more
sophomore.
depressing.
I'm like, whatever.
It'd be
all right.
okay if she was senile.
I'm like,
you know?
maybe she's new, right?
Yeah.
A few weeks later, I go back to working again. I for like I cannot remember what happened that time, but something happened. I'm just like, this chick there's something wrong with her, or she's just an idiot. I don't know. But something happened again. Today, all right. I'm like, it's been a long day. I just need some food. I'm gonna get some Jimmy John's, right? There's nobody in the drive-thru. I'm like, perfect. All right, so I roll through, order my sandwich, go up, and it's fucking her. I'm just like, Lord, one of you send me. All right, what is it gonna be today? So I comes out, give her my card, pay, normal. I'm like, okay. She opens the window, and she hands me a drink. I didn't order a drink. And there's nobody else in the drive-thru. There's nobody behind me. I'm like, what? I'm like, I didn't order a drink. I'm sorry. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. There's somebody else. I'm like, it had to be a delivery. Like somebody must have made it for a delivery. I'm like, why is this at the drive-thru window? Like, there's nobody else here, and I didn't order this. Oh my god! I got my sandwich. I left. I'm like, who is this woman? Like, she's not good at her job. Oh my god! I just don't understand.
So Jacob, I gotta ask the question then.
Yeah.
Is she slack-jawed or angry?
Slack job.
Okay.
For sure.
Oh, that's even worse.
But I don't like. So Joseph's referencing. I have. There's two categories of thoughts. All right. There are angry thoughts and slack-jawed thoughts, and you can't tell which one's which until they get confused. And then you look at their face. If they're confused and angry, they're an angry thought. If they're confused and slack-jawed, there's a slack-jawed thought. But I wouldn't even say the chick's a thought. She's just a dunce, all right? Like, she's just not good at her job, and she needs to get better or leave. Because it's just... I've had 3 incidents with this girl over the course of months. Like, months she's had to get better. And it's not a hard job. I'm sorry. I've worked in the food industry. It's not a hard job. But anyway.
Hey, when it's freaky fast, it's a little different. You never know.
Her mind is freaky fast. Psych.
Oh, my God.
It reminds me, I want to tell a quick drive-through story.
Yeah, go for it.
Go.
So, I think it was in the summer, and we were going disc golfing, and John came up to visit. We never talk about John in this show. We came up and wanted to go disc golfing in Calumet. And this was before we had a Burger King in Houghton.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to go to Calumet, which is a 15-minute drive, to get anything Burger King.
Or
Or go to Baraga.
Yeah,
which is
Baraga.
half an hour.
Yeah.
So we go disc golfing, and it was hot. Like, it was really
Oh,
hot.
yeah.
So we're like, let's get some fucking ices, because it's on the way back.
And they were on sale, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because they had the orange ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was driving, so I drive up, and there's 4 of us total. There's me, Dayton, John, and Cooper. And, I sit there, and I'm like, I want 4 ices. 3 of us wanted the orange one, and 1 of us wanted, like,
Coke.
a Coke or something, or a strawberry. And she took that as, instead of me saying I want, like, 4 total, right? She took that as, like, 8. Somehow, she came up with the number 8, and I was like, I had to repeat, like, 3 times, like, 4 total, 3 like this, 1 like that. So
You should have said the 4 total.
yeah, that's what
but
fucked
the
them
4
up.
total for certain, she's like, oh, 8. And then I'm
Like,
like,
yeah.
no, 3 like this, 1 like that. We finally get it clear, and I drive up. She hands me 8 straws. And I look at Dane, I'm like, this bitch gonna give me 8 ices. Luckily, she only gave me 4, but she still handed me 8 straws.
Dave, you gotta choose your words carefully.
I thought me
Did you
saying,
say 4, then 3, then 1? That equals 8.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, true. But
Maybe
I
she
was-
just wasn't aware that the word total existed.
I don't know. I thought
Maybe
I was
they have-
trying to be clear. Trying to be like 4 total, 3 like this, 1 like that.
Well, now some
But see, then you're
drive-thru-
handing out extra numbers is the thing.
I guess. I mean, it could partially be my fault, but
What?
Now some drive-thru people are actually super awesome. Like Dayton, I remember this. Me, you, and Max went to Culver's one night, a few weeks ago, right? And like Max was doing like a meal, and you were getting like a bunch of cheese curds or something, right? So we pull up.
I was not getting a bunch of cheese curds.
I was saying, like, we somehow like we're getting like 3 orders of cheese curds or something like that. And we order everything, and the person goes, "Oh, I can actually add one of your cheese curds to this meal to make everything cheaper for you." And we're like, "Oh, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much." You know, and they didn't have to do that, but they did, and that's what a person who's good at their job does. Like, right? That's not a slack jaw thought. All right, This was at like right before closing.
That's a person who takes multivitamins. Right
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
But like it was 9:45. They didn't have to do that. They were closing, and they're like, "No, we're gonna save you some money," and I appreciate that. All right, let's get into the actual topic, which is kind of a topic, kind of not. I just need to vent about something.
More so than the Jimmy John?
No, this is like a real.
Or
issue.
the ice hockey or ice rink conspiracy.
No, yeah. No. I want to about like senior slide. All right.
Oh God.
Which is the phenomenon that when you're a senior, you just don't give a shit.
So senioritis.
Senioritis, yeah.
Okay.
You just don't give a shit about anything anymore. You just want to be fucking done. All right.
What? I don't know what that is.
Poor Gabe.
Dude, the sad part is I'm hitting it now, and I still have another semester.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Summer will rejuvenate you.
I hope so, because I am not doing shit these last couple of weeks. Doing the bare fucking minimum.
It's gonna be your weirdest semester yet.
Every senior at Michigan Tech has to either do a senior design project or an enterprise project. Mm-hmm. So Joseph's in enterprise, Dane's in enterprise, but also senior design. It's weird.
Yeah.
We're in both. And then Gabe and I are in senior design.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a year-long, or maybe 1 semester-long project, depending on your major. And it's supposed to culminate everything you learned and be, like, actual experience and all this good stuff. You have, like, a sponsor who gives you money to do what they want, kind of a deal.
Tech is normally 2 semesters, though.
Yeah, Tech's normally 2 semesters. And then at the end, you have a presentation and a report, or whatever, right? It's pretty standard stuff. And so my program is 2 semesters long, but we have a presentation and report at the end of the first one, and the same thing end of the second one. But obviously the second one's more important. So what's dumb is, for materials, there's 15 weeks in the semester, with the 15th week being finals week. For us, our presentation is week 13, and our report's due week 15. So we have just like 2 less weeks to like get things done, essentially, for our project.
That's rough.
And so we're recording this on week 13, so my presentation's in 2 days, right? And last week, week 12, we had to have a practice presentation ready so we can get critiqued on what's wrong with the presentation so we could have it ready by this week. So we just kind of threw that shit together because we were like, we're still getting like data and like putting it together. So we like threw some shit together. Last week we had our practice one. We got kind of ripped apart because shit was not together. We can get it. We're gonna reorganize. We spent a lot of time this weekend, fixing it, making it look good, trying to put everything together. Today we had our meeting with our advisor again, and it's just like, we just don't have the right things. Like, basically we have a lot of data and no conclusion. Mm-hmm. We can't like prove our hypothesis, which is annoying.
That's how a lot of senior designs end, though.
I know. It's super frustrating. We have 48 hours to do a bunch of testing and try to come up with some new correlations so we can conclude some stuff. I won't get too like into the details, but we just need some more data, and we don't really have time to do it. And I'm just very at a crossroads where one part of me is like, I want to do a good job because I've been working on this for a long time and I care about the people in this project and I want to have a good product. Other part of me is like, I don't give a flying fuck about this shit. Mm-hmm. All right, like not even the tiniest bit, because for one, it's a project about alloy design, about metal alloy design, and when I graduate, I'm going into fucking nutrition. So like, I don't give a shit about materials anymore. Like, this doesn't matter. This are not skills. I mean, there's skills I need to learn, but not like knowledge I need to learn. Not like thermodynamics and alloying stuff.
You don't give a shit about the conclusions.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about conclusions. I don't give a shit about our sponsor, who's been less than helpful. Like, every time we ask them for info, they won't tell us anything because of proprietary stuff. So they've literally done nothing this entire semester as far as help. So I'm just like, I'm one hand, I'm just like, fuck this. The other hand, I'm like, I want to do a good job. And it's just super annoying and I hate it. So I guess I was wondering, do you guys have any other like experiences with senior slide? Or are you just saying fuck it all? I don't have any responsibility.
I just don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
I've got 2 papers due, one the 21st, one the 22nd. I've barely started one of them.
Mm-hmm. And for reference, today's the, 15th?
15th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
I've got time.
Yeah, 6 days of slack.
Exactly. So I've got time. Like, I know it'll get done And one of the classes, I don't even need to graduate. So my motivation on it is below dirt at this point. But yeah, like at the same time, I don't want my GPA to like tank. But again, I'm getting a job offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. I know. So I have a couple of classes that normally my policy, and that I've been pretty strict about it after first year, like adjusting in college, is I don't skip classes. Like I just never have. For like 2 years, I didn't miss a single class. Yeah. Like even if I was sick, I would still show up. Mm-hmm. But now I just like, I have a couple, well, I have one class in particular that's fucking useless. Like we've learned this information 2 times over at this point. And it's in the fucking morning and it's in between my work schedule. So it makes more sense for me to just go to work early and get out early. So I stopped showing up. Yeah. And I have seen no effect on my grades at all. I feel like I've been getting lazier and lazier as like my college career has been going. But like my grades are doing like the opposite for some reason. Like they're doing better. Like I had 4.0 last semester and I tried the least. So I don't know. My GPA is at a good enough point where I know these last 2 semesters I can just I can coast. Like obviously I want to do well. Like if I want A's, but if I get a couple of B's in there at this point, it's just like it's not worth it. Yeah. Sometimes I would stay up way too long working on something that was only worth like 2 points or something like that, or like something that wasn't worth it. Now I just realize like if I don't get that, is who cares?
Yeah, you gotta find that balance.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about skipping classes that happened today actually. So like, I'm same as you, Gabe. I was super when I went to college. I'm like, no skipping. I'm gonna read the textbooks.
Well, it's because you paid for it. Yeah. But if the class is useless, it's just like.
No, yeah. Well, I haven't skipped class at all up until this year, and where I started skipping. Like this semester, I've skipped a lot. Specifically, this one class that's from 3 to 4 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now requiring me to graduate, and it just fucking sucks. So I've skipped it a lot. Last week I went on Monday, and then I skipped Wednesday and Friday. So today's Monday. I'm like, I should probably go again just to make sure, like, I know what's going on. And I show up to class. Nobody is there.
Yeah.
I didn't get a Canvas announcement. I didn't get an email. Normally he sends out emails if he's going to be skipping class or if he's class canceled. I got jack shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And, like, what was weird is, like, a lot of people skipped this class and nobody else was there. Like, nobody else, like, also didn't get the memo.
Right.
I was like, what the hell happened? Like, and now I'm worried, because I'm like, I'm not getting information. What if I'm missing something else, like an extra, like, homework or something? So now I'm like, I'm going to bite me in the ass. But also, I don't care about this class at all. Like I said, I don't need to graduate. But if I'm going to grad school, I don't want to have, like, a failed class on my transcript I have to explain.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I know. So, I was a part of a group that, like, never skipped. And as the semester goes on, like, in general, people just show up less and less. Like, that's just kind of how it goes. Yeah. So, I'm kind of like a group of 5 people in like classes of 30 that would still show up. So Monday and Wednesdays in this class in particular they're about 5. It's about 5 people, 5 to 6 people. It's a 30-person class. Yeah. It just you can tell nobody really finds a use in it. And like I have a Discord with my entire major, so we always talk about like if someone was there, they'll give us like a synopsis of what we missed or what we should check out, and 9 times out of 10, it's like, oh, you missed nothing. Like, this information was not pertinent at all. Or, like, I went in and we watched an hour-long worth of videos on different types of racks that servers go in. You know how fucking boring it is? We watched a video between the difference of a server rack and a cabinet. Do you want to know the difference, Jacob?
The cabinet has doors?
It's a door! I had to spend an hour in a classroom to find out the difference is a fucking door. Just like...
But I bet, Gabe, that introduces some new cooling challenges.
Yeah. I know all about it now. And the thing is, the videos are like advertisements from this company. So it wasn't even like...
Your prof is probably getting fucking paid to show you this shit.
Yeah, he is. He's got a salary.
Well, no, from the company.
Oh, yeah.
We all got it. So
I did not get that.
Oh, really? Profs get paid by the university?
You just got whooshed, buddy.
The joke, me.
Oh yeah, this class I'm talking about, like, it's the same thing where he literally just writes down what's in the textbook. So there is no point to go to class because he does not offer anything unique. I can just read the text, which I don't, but I mean,
but I could.
But the exams are open book, so it's like,
You just
what
control
the fuck?
F the whole thing.
Well, I mean, it's an actual.
Oh, it's in person.
It's in person,
Oh,
but it's like I don't need to be here. I can literally just show them to the exam with the textbook and find the answers fast enough, and then do okay.
Well, that's the thing. All of my like a lot of my stuff, all of my final exams are online. So it's just like, and they're open book, open internet, because they know we're gonna fucking do it anyways.
Yeah.
So they're like, as long as you like, that's half your job is to Google things. So if you can do it well enough, more power to you.
Yeah.
So just learn everything in 20 minutes, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
And just losing motivation very quickly. But I feel like I've gotten this way the last couple of spring semesters, though.
Just because you like want summer to happen.
Yeah, like even last spring, I remember like wanting to, like I remember talking to you guys saying like I'm ready for my internship, and that turned out to be a shit show. But like I was just done with the commitment, you know.
The end of spring semester definitely hits harder than the end of fall.
Yeah, because it gets nice out too, and you
Well,
Today
not here,
was
but
so nice. Oh my god.
yeah, it was like what 45
It was
degrees.
50.
Oh, was it
Yeah,
actually?
hit
it was
50.
50 and sunny. Oh my god, it was amazing.
well, it just I don't know. And it's also you've been a whole what at this point 28 weeks or
Yeah.
was it 15? So it'd be 30.
30, yeah.
30 weeks, and you're just like, why am I still doing this? It just I do it a week at a time, and so I keep telling myself,
Yeah.
I get to this week, I just gotta focus on this week, and then I'll focus on the next one.
Yeah.
But after a while, you get into this monotonous like slog of just doing shit over and over again, different shit, But I don't know. I'm just done with it.
Dayton, what are your thoughts on senioritis?
Same shit, different day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just created my to-do list of everything that I need to get done for the rest of the semester. And
Slowly chip away at it.
yeah, just kind of check those boxes, watch that list get smaller and smaller and smaller. I know I'll get it all done.
Yeah.
The quality of it, I don't know about that, but I'll get it all done.
Yeah.
That's my thing too. It's like this presentation, like it or not, will be done on Wednesday. So it's like, who knows how well it's gonna go.
Yeah. And so Jacob and I are in the same major.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of weird because first semester I was in like the senior design class, but I was technically doing my enterprise project, but I still had to do all the BS that they had to do and all of my enterprise's BS. So it was like a lot of BS, like just kind of
double duty.
Yeah. But this semester I was just doing enterprise stuff, and I haven't heard anything about me having a presentation on Wednesday.
You don't. You're on the schedule.
So
Yeah.
basically, my presentations are on finals week.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an extra 2 weeks
Yeah.
to do stuff, whereas Jacob does not.
The good thing is once it's done, I have 2 weeks of like bliss. I mean, you get the final report, but that's fucking easy.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about this because I was gonna talk about like presentations just fucking suck, dude.
Dude, I don't know. I don't mind them anymore. After my public speaking class, dude, I can get up there and just jabber.
It's not even for me. It's not even like the speaking part of it. It's in this specific case is I'm not confident in our content.
Oh.
Like if I'm confident when I'm presenting, I'll still get nervous, but like once I'm up there, I'm like, oh, we got this, like.
Yeah.
But this time, I'm a little bit worried about getting some like hard questions from the audience and not being able to answer it and look like an idiot. Just because like I said, we don't have good conclusions, which is like the entire point of a fucking project. Like we did all this work, we can't even conclude anything. Like that's kind of not great.
I mean, like my audience is different than yours.
That's true.
I mean, like I guess I still need to show my report and my presentation to our professor.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be there actually watching it, and even still, he's a metals dude, not a plastics dude. There are very few plastics people in the university.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, ours is student graded too. So like.
Oh really?
Yeah. So we have our presentations, and all of the groups are in one room with the faculty and stuff. And so every student has a sheet that they grade every presentation, and then the faculty do too. And they have more weight than the students do.
Right.
But they still look at the students, see how they
Really?
do stuff. And
Just offer to buy everyone a beer.
yeah.
I just say whenever I do that, it's like full marks.
Exactly.
Well, I might write a comment here and there. Good job on this. I like this part.
You'd think that, Joseph. But last semester,
We had some hard asses in our
we had some
Really?
fucking hard asses.
That's so dumb.
That's
so
super dumb.
one of the categories, there's like different categories. Right?
That's how you get lynched on when they present, It's like, oh, fuck you.
Well, one of the categories, it's called an MSA, all right? Every time you do a measurement, you have to do a measurement systems analysis. Basically, it's a way to statistically prove that your measurement was good, right?
Okay.
Last semester, we didn't do any measurements because we were still like doing
Yeah,
simulations.
it's the design or not. I don't know. It's planning. It's more planning.
It's more planning, and we just did a lot of simulations. We didn't do actual like. We did a test, right?
Yeah.
So we did not say the words MSA in our presentation because we didn't do any measurements. Guess what we got in that category? A big old 0. And it's like, it's not like we did measurements and did do an MSA. We just didn't do measurements. So we shouldn't get fucking knocked 15 points for something we didn't do.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
You know? And then this hard ass is like, oh, you didn't say the words MSA, so that's a 0 for you.
I know exactly who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's like, fuck off. Alright, like, you know what we're trying to say here. It's not like we're out here making fucking crazy ass measurements with no basis.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking dumb. But yeah, there's a bunch of hard asses and annoying as shit.
Because they're all competing for like, oh, I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than you. It's like
So
Pound saying,
bad.
just try to be the best person you possibly can be.
And like, you guys all have fucking jobs in
Yeah.
2 weeks. Get over it. Like, it just
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Oh, man.
Man, I know my senior design. I have one guy who just like hasn't done anything,
Yeah.
and he just doesn't show up to the meetings anymore, really. And my advisor is starting to like pick up on it. That he's just like not doing anything. And, he's just, and I'm worried that we don't have enough done to like. I mean, this is only the first semester for me, so like, it's not like we're expected to get too much done.
Yeah.
But we really haven't accomplished that much because we had so many different roadblocks, and on top of that, it's a huge time commitment. It feels like I have another job.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I have an actual
I mean,
job and school.
Mine is I have to have a timesheet, and I
Right.
work 10 hours a week, and then I've been averaging a little over 7 hours a week right now.
Yeah, it's just fucking crazy.
Yeah, me too with mine.
Joseph,
Shut
I'm pretty
up,
sure that
Joseph.
you're at like an hour and a half.
No, I usually bullshit about to make it about 3.
Yeah. See, bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit it up to 3.
Yeah, so like depending on the week, like sometimes I'll only do like an hour, but some weeks me and my buddy will work fucking forever on it. But it just, we only have so much content, and our project's super weird because it might get ditched next semester. So I don't know, it is frustrating because we have an extra guy, but he's just skating.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, shit always happens.
What I do appreciate is like, I do think senior design is a good program. I think it does give you an idea of what to expect in the real world. And like I said, there's gonna be roadblocks. Like our project has had so many roadblocks, I can't even count them all.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen in the real world too.
There's so many things that we thought were gonna be super easy, and then it just wasn't.
yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, just install this and it'll work, and it's just like not how it works,
No, today we're like, oh, we're gonna go do some micro hardness. That'll be easy. No, machine's a shit show. We're getting on one sample. I got every single sample was 200 points off from the last one. That's not normal for hardness measurements. It should be within like 50 points. Everyone was 200 points different. I'm like, that no, that doesn't make any sense. And one of the things I don't like about senior design, at least my advisor, is I feel like we as students are not respected enough.
Oh, really?
Like our intelligence isn't
I've
expected.
never felt that.
Respected enough. Dave knows what I'm talking about with our advisor. But it's just, and we have like, to be clear, we have an advisor and then like an advisor above that. So our advisor is like our direct go-to guy, and then the guy above that is kind of the one who's grading us and stuff. It's supervisor, I'll say, for him. And he comes in like once a week, and I feel like he just doesn't listen to us. And then he just like says some things we should do, and we're like, we can't do that. And he's like, do it, bye. And we're like, okay.
Really?
Like, we can't.
I've had the complete opposite of the experience, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, whenever we get stuck on something, they're like, we tried this, but this is becoming an issue, and he gives us like 3 different options. He's been fantastic. I mean, I've had him with other classes, and he's always been a great guy.
Yeah.
See, I mean, the suggestions that he gave me were good.
Yeah.
he gave me some. I think
Because you guys have the
should've-
same advisor?
well, MSc advisor, yeah.
Okay.
I think you just needed to push back more.
Yeah.
Like when he gave me many different options, and I was just like, that won't work.
Yeah.
And I gave him reasons why it wouldn't work, and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then like, I was like, okay, I can try this one, and I can try this one, but that other one it's not feasible.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
So I think for you just needed to put your foot down and tell him.
Yeah.
What
It's tricky, and because I wonder if I'm not saying like it's easier for you or anything, but like, I wonder if it's due to his lack of knowledge in your field.
It
With
might
the plastics, because I feel like you always have something to say about our stuff, and it's just like, I personally don't feel confident enough in my knowledge of metals. 'Cause I know he's like super smart. Like, there's no, I'm not doubting that at all, unlike somebody else in our department. But I'm not doubting his like expertise or knowledge. Like, I know he's very qualified. He knows what he's doing. I just feel like if we push back, it's not like we're complaining, then he would get angry, kind of a deal, you know. And I don't want to sound like whiny or whatever. I don't want to get like super deep into this. It's a tricky scenario because, like I said, like on one hand I want to do a good job, on the other hand I'm like, this doesn't matter, you know, but it does, but it doesn't, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the most difficult thing I've had with mine, I would say, is working. So our project is so big, they split it into 3 different groups, and our group, like making it as simple as possible, we just had to give them storage to like their equipment, and then they used it to like make their servers, to put it very simply. So they were all kind of waiting on us, and once we got that set, they ran into a bunch of issues, but it always like kind of got blamed on us, which is really frustrating. I mean, it's like actual experience dealing with different groups, which is like really frustrating when you like get something done and then it's like, oh, it's your fault, fix it for us. There's one guy in particular that whenever he gets stuck, it's everyone else's fault, and he complains about it and doesn't do anything to fix it, and it's just super frustrating. Because you know, you're putting in all this time, and it's just like, oh, it's your fault, and he's been sitting on his ass for 12 weeks. It's like, or you could help us.
And that's, unfortunately, it's evident in the real world too. Like, you're gonna get shitty people, and it's just gonna be, you have to deal with it, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the hardest like reality of it, is like, you know that shit's gonna happen, but it's just like, dude, you gotta at least help, you know. It's super frustrating, and I don't like getting, you know, super confrontational with people. Like, most people don't. Like, I don't want to be a dick to them. At the same time, it's like, you gotta look into it too. Like, we're not your dad. We're, you know, all in this together. Help out. Don't even fucking.
I love High School Musical.
Dude, High School Musical is my shit.
One of the things I found frustrating too is I feel like with some people, when you try to talk to them about an issue, they just get really defensive. And it's like, I'm not attacking you. Like, we just need to talk about this. Like, I'm trying to talk about our options. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I just want to put it on the table here. And they just get like defensive because they feel like you're attacking what their point of view is, their idea is. It's like, no. I'm just trying to get asking questions. Like, I want to understand that.
Dude, that's like the one bad apple ruins the bunch. Like, if someone does that, if someone just kind of like attacks you on like your beliefs or like what you've done, then you're always gonna have your guard up. You always will, until like that memory just kind of like fades. So I mean, you can't really fault them for it. The best that you can do is just kind of explain to them, just be like, hey, like, you know, like, I'm not trying to attack you. I just want to work this out and just have like a 2-way communication.
I feel like that's happened with our advisor to the students, and it's weird. There's like a power dynamic there, you know. And as what you're saying, it's hard to talk back sometimes. I don't know.
It's not talking back though. It's just communicating. It's just
yes, but it feels like talking back sometimes because of that power dynamic. I'm not saying it is, but it feels like.
It definitely depends on how you word it, but
yeah, and like I've tried to be better about that, where it's like just trying to explain like where we're at and everything. Like, I understand what you're saying and I appreciate that, but here's what we are. But it's tricky sometimes. And that's just a personality thing with people too. But,
So there's a lot of different personalities.
And that's gonna be like your boss, right? Like my boss this summer, my mentor this summer, the most chill dude ever. He didn't care what I did. He's like, dude, just do what you gotta do, man. Like, do your best. Here's your project. You know, whatever works. If you need help, ask me. But if not, just do what you gotta do. I'm like, allowed me to be super independent. I really appreciated that. But then I've had bosses who are like really controlling. So it's like, you know, you just gotta kind of deal with it. But
there's always gonna be different styles. Unfortunately, you don't really get to choose that when you get a job. You just kind of roll the dice.
Well, you kind of, I mean, that's part of what the interview process is for, is to kind of figure out who people at the company are.
I feel like you can't really get that good of a grasp on how their style is, though, you know? Because people
you get a small window.
Yeah, you get a little bit of an idea, but you act different in interviews than you do, you know, and when you're actually on the job, you act more formal, you know?
I mean, I'd say the interviewee would, less than the interviewer.
Yeah.
The interviewer is going to ask the questions that they want to know the answers to, and they're going to treat you the way they would most likely treat an employee.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they're gonna have those same cadences. They're not gonna.
I definitely had my share of rude interviews. So.
Exactly.
All right.
Joseph, for the place you got to opt from, do you feel like the people there were good, like a good culture and stuff?
Yeah, I thought they were really. I mean, they're really friendly to me and very, kind of, I guess, open about like what their company is and everything. Like, they don't have like. They're new and edgy. They don't have cubicles. Like they have like the floor plan is very open. It's like all
you
the
can
desks.
play ping pong on your break.
Well, no, not shit
Google?
like that.
Yeah.
But like there weren't, you know, the cubicle walls between all the desks. All the desks were in the same area. So the president of the company, which I interviewed with, was in the same room. His desk was just in one. I mean, it was in a corner, but like. He wasn't in the corner office or like anything like that. The CTO was over there, who I also interviewed with, and the CEO, and like all these different people that I interviewed with, they were all in more or less the same big room with all these desks. And like it's like, okay, that clearly establishes like kind of a dynamic within it.
Yeah, I've heard that those open floor plan like offices are really bad for like
Productivity.
Yeah, because you just
I'm
get
sure.
so distracted.
Yeah.
Like I know for me,
Because you're
like,
just staring down the CEO.
well,
You're constantly thinking
for
about
me-
who's looking at your
Yeah.
screen or like you
and
you
just
see
like
someone
noises like
Headphones, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
I wouldn't do well in that.
bad
that
for
atmosphere.
productivity, good for camaraderie.
Yeah.
I also feel like this is a really. I don't know why I thought this, but like I feel like you'd be required to say hi to a lot more people. Cause
Yeah.
there's no walls. So like every person you have to say hi, and it's annoying.
You
know?
can't. Yeah.
There's people I
can't-
would sneak around in when I was in the cubicle to avoid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk to you.
Oh yeah.
I wonder how long it's gonna take me in my job until I stop saying hi and I start saying "What's up?"
God, I had a shared cubicle with
Half a
somebody else.
month, I think, for you.
Probably.
A cubicle? Like one little square
Me and my
block?
friend, yeah, we shared a. It wasn't like tiny, but it was a corner desk.
Oh,
but we shared
alright.
it. It's normally for one person, but
Yeah. That's...
yeah,
You can definitely fit two in
No,
some.
yeah, it was our chairs would sometimes be annoying, but it was fine. But I was gonna get to like we were in one place for the first half of the summer and a different place second half, and the second place had an old man next to us. I heard, you guys were telling me about this. I mean, I probably talked on the podcast like in the first episode, but he was like a 50 or 60-year-old guy who was starting an engineering modeling job, and man, did he not know how to use SolidWorks. It was just, and he was a painter, and he was designing a video game, and he wrote music. He did everything, man, and he was a character.
Sounds like a Renaissance guy.
Yeah, did not enjoy sitting next to him. One time he
I
clipped
imagine him
his...
smelling bad.
No, but he clipped his toenails at the desk.
What the
And
fuck?
that's where I was like, I'm good.
That's
I'm alright
hilarious.
here.
Who the hell does that? That means that he had to take off his shoe.
Yeah.
And his sock.
And his socks, dude.
That is actually
You see
disgusting.
that rolled up his pants to get to the top of his socks. He was probably wearing long socks.
Mhm.
And every time he had an issue, instead of figuring it out himself, he had to call somebody over to help him. And I ended up leaving that area to work somewhere else because I just couldn't deal with it.
It's funny.
And again, that's real world shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very happy I'm going to grad school first because I don't want to deal with that stuff yet.
Just
Get senioritis. I'm gonna do more school.
That's what I was telling Gabe today, but it's like, my current plan is to do senior classes, or summer classes, so I'm going to graduate, and in 2 weeks go back to class. Like, it's just like, what the fuck?
it's crazy.
It doesn't sound enjoyable to me.
Yeah. Like I said, I'd rather do that than live in the real world for now.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. I want to make the real world money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so ready to not be poor. Like, salaries and
Yeah, I was looking, it's like, oh, I kind of want, Dayton got a pair of wireless headphones not too long ago. Those are pretty nice. Like, I could go for, I need new headphones. Like, I'm at a stage where I could use new headphones. It's like, yeah, I'll get some. I was like, wait a second. I shouldn't be buying, what are they, $150 or something?
Something like that.
yeah.
I shouldn't be spending $150 on headphones right now. It's like, I can wait, a couple weeks until I get a couple paychecks,
Mm-hmm.
1 year later, just was broke. Spent all his money on wireless headphones.
I need all the wireless headphones.
Yeah. I'm so excited to be able to buy nice things.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good to keep that college mindset for a little bit, though.
Oh yeah.
Because I think we're all, I mean, I know Dayton is for sure, because he researched this thing forever, but we're all kind of adverse to purchases, more or less.
Oh yeah.
At least for now.
Like I think that my spending is gonna be about the same, but the quality of the product is gonna go up.
Yeah.
We're like, obviously, the first thing I have to pay off is my loans because I have a lot of those. So my goal is to try and live my same lifestyle for our first couple of years, and then like once some stuff comes up, like I'll splurge a little bit.
The biggest thing is gonna be rent. You're not gonna find some place to live that's as cheap as here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially like if I'm going to St. Paul, Minneapolis area, it's gonna be way more expensive.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be the biggest part.
Right. Well, that, and then I'm gonna have like car insurance and insurance
And other payments,
retirement
like
plan stuff. I mean, it's gonna add up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more than I think, but like
All
if
the
I
adult
at least
things.
But it's still gonna be more than what you're getting now.
yeah, and I'm still gonna know like maybe because I know there's a couple of people that I've been around that the moment they get a salary, they've just been buying shit left and right. And like they can do that, sure, but that's not the way that I should do it.
It depends on what your overhead is.
And a lot of people are very comfortable taking 0% loans or whatever, and I don't want to fall in that trap at all.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna buy something, I'm gonna buy it outright.
Yeah. I think it's, once you get a salary, it's a good opportunity to start budgeting. Which I keep telling myself I'm going to start budgeting, and I never do, but maybe that'll be the case.
My budget changes all the time. It's crazy. Depends on how much I work a week,
Yeah.
My budget is don't spend anything.
I don't know. Last Friday, Dane's like, I just got paid. Let's go to La Cantina. I just got paid.
You wanted to go to La Cantina.
I'm just saying, you weren't saying no. All right, you were buying a lot of shit with your paycheck.
Yeah. You want to know why? Because I don't buy anything for 2 months at a time, and then I buy like 2 fun things right in a row. What's it to you, Jacob?
I'm just saying, I'm just thankful that like it's barrel season, because then we just
So
go
much
to
free
parties
things,
and it's
yeah.
just all this free booze.
Oh, dude.
you know.
Our barrels will be so fun.
I'm excited for ours.
And we got all that
Which
money off pop cans. We need to buy those.
We need to return more.
By
We
the
need to
time
return them
this-
all.
By the time this posts,
Oh,
it'll already be done.
We have
You
glass
guys-
ones, right?
You guys weren't here, but last night I returned a relatively big bag of the glass ones.
Yeah,
it
We're
wasn't
out of
like
cans, right? It's just glass.
No,
There's
there's
a
another-
few
there's a
cans
few
left.
cans.
That one's full over there.
Oh, okay.
But so it was like one of the stretchy garbage bag ones. I'm like, I'm right around like, so normally when I go, we bring the big thing of cans. It's like $25
Yeah.
for a entire bag. So I'm holding this one. I don't know, maybe like $10. You know,
Yeah.
$4.
Well, there's so much more weight
Yeah.
to them.
They're so much bigger. They're more heavy, and like a good chunk was just craft beer I couldn't return at.
Oh,
Econo. Thankfully, it was a ton of Two Hearters from Gabe. But yeah, I returned this entire bag. And it's like I went to the register and it's like, all right, here's $4. I'm just like, wasn't even the point, you know? It's just like
There's a lot that
Barely
like,
paid for my
Econo will
gas to get
sell,
here.
but they won't return.
I know, it's super weird.
It makes no sense.
Well, in bottles it's hard because I mean, if there's pick sixes or people bring over weird shit, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
And
there's
some,
definitely
like-
some gyms pick sixes that don't
Yeah.
make sense.
Well, like CC had like her sangrias in there, sangria bottles. I'm
She
just
should
like,
never drink that again.
No, she never.
If you made it this far, CC, I hope you still aren't drinking that.
and
And you know why.
I thought it was Katie that had those the last time.
No.
Or did CC
Well,
get
at that
This is-
barrel we went to, there was sangria.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Those same sangrias?
No, that was like a.
Different thing. I'm thinking of the New
The
Year's
pretty thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I know
Yeah, I
Katie
think Katie had those. Not
she had those the 90s,
Oh, probably.
70s party that we had.
tastes like vomit.
Yeah, but they were like 13.5% or some shit like that.
Big yikes.
Dude, give me 2-point trails. You know?
All right, well,
You know.
that's our show. That was episode 28 of the Engineers Up Filters podcast. Thanks for listening. Again, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at EWF Podcast, and you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud.
Well, I mean, it's only 2 more weeks, and we'll actually be engineers. You know, once we
Well-
get our degrees.
Well, you and Dayton will be. I technically will be, but I won't be because I'm not going into engineering.
Yeah, but you'll still have your degree.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm
You'll be close.
I'll probably be a security analyst.
Yeah. Well,
Or a security engineer.
3/4 isn't bad.
I might get to security engineer first shot, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll probably go on hiatus after we graduate for a little bit while we figure stuff out, and then we'll bring it back. We'll figure a way to
Or let it die forever.
Nah, we gotta do some Skype shit or something. We'll figure it out.
Honestly, the quality's gonna get better. Like the audio, even with it cutting out, it's gonna get better.
We'll have our own mics, like,
Yeah.
oh, man.
Even with my gaming headset.
I can hear you breathing.
Yeah, you can hear me eating chips.
I was listening to the quick tangent. I was listening to the Gus and Eddie podcast, and their old podcast was on Skype because they didn't used to live together.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, the one we have now is so much better because like we have like high quality mics and we're in the same room, we can see each other and stuff. And, like the one downside now that we had before is we didn't have cameras. I could just play random Minecraft music randomly and scare you. It's like you just couldn't see it coming.
Right.
So we'll see, maybe pull some pranks like that. But
Oh yeah.
all right, that's our show. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.